Hey everyday champions, welcome to MiY Hangout, where we're taking time to strike up a conversation and connect with people in our ever-growing Everyday Champions family. We get to have a bit of fun together, find out things that people are into within the family, find out some challenges that people may have faced over this lockdown period and have overcome in this time, and even get a little piece of wisdom that they live by. It's just a bit of fun to enjoy getting to know the family. And today we're meeting one of my friends, Dan Bradish, who serves on our EC Youth team. He does an incredible job. We're so thankful for him. So I look forward to you getting to know a bit more about Dan. Well, welcome, Dan. It feels wrong calling you Dan. I've got to call you Bradish. Welcome, Mr. Bradish. Daniel Bradish. What other names do you go by, Dan?
Legends. To be fair, actually, I remember at my graduation for teacher training, the guy who called the names out for ages thought I was called Brad. We had this whole conversation and said, just let you know, my name's actually Daniel Bradish, so if you can get that right in the ceremony. He was like, yeah, absolutely, I know you were called Dan. And as I went up on stage, he went, and graduated in English teaching, Darren Bradish. Right.
Okay. Brad Bradish. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be Brad just because of Brad Pitt, and I just love Brad Pitt. I just love Brad Pitt. It turns out there's people that don't love Brad Pitt. That's what. Anyway, enough about me. We're getting to know you, Dan, in MiY Hangout today, and we want to kickstart this conversation with a game that we played last time called Would I Lie to You? We came up with it all by ourselves. Didn't steal the title from.
No copyright infringements yet.
Yeah. I feel like we need our own theme tune for it, but I don't know what that would be.
We'll get some musicians on there, I'm sure. Getting some.
Give us our Would I Lie to You theme tune. 3, 2, 1, go.
Would I lie to you?
I like that. Or like in my head, it just goes. Would I lie to you, Would I? Anyway, the way this works, Bradish is going to tell us a story. It may be true, it may be a lie. Just so you know, as followers of Jesus, we do not advocate lying, but this is a bit of fun, so you'll get over it. So Bradish, tell us your story. I'm going to ask 3 questions. Participate in the comments as to whether you think Bradish is telling us the truth or a lie. And you're an English teacher and a lover of books, Bradish, so I expect this to be elaborate. I expect many adjectives to be used, and I'm going to write an essay with point, quote, comment at the end.
There you go. Be one of the new greats. So, I'll start with a short, snappy sentence to grab the interest of the reader.
Ooh.
There came a time where I was addicted to teaspoons. Just leaving it out there. So it started off, my little obsession, it started off when I was a scout years ago. We were given some little tuck shop money to go to this little shop in the New Forest, little campsite they had there. And there was sweets, there was pencil, crayons, there was sharpeners, your usual sort of tat, if that makes sense. But there was this really, really nice spoon, little teaspoon with a little ornament on the end of it. And I thought, everyone's buying sweets, everyone's buying, cuddly toys of a red squirrel. I'm going to be the different one. I'm going to be the one that buys a teaspoon. Now, I must have been probably 14, 15.
I think that makes it worse. If you were like 6, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's like a weird thing to come out with, but 6-year-olds do that. You were 14,
yeah.
bro.
14, the prime age when everyone's watching Manchester United or watching Top Gear, and there's me with a little teaspoon, and it's like, woo! But so that was the first sort of sowing the seed, if you want to call it. That just one little spoon. But then we went on further scout trips, and I was like, you know what? Just interested to see if they've got any teaspoons. And lo and behold, weirdly, a lot of places do sell little weird collectible teaspoons.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
So I was like, you know what? It makes sense. You get one, you get another one. And I think over the course of maybe a year or so, I think 5 or 6, which doesn't seem a lot, but considering I'm a 14-year-old boy. That's not really. That's probably 6 too many teaspoons, isn't it? Really.
That is 6 too many collectible teaspoons anyway. Like, you're allowed them in your cutlery drawer at home. And not only are you allowed them, they're helpful, but when you're collecting them...
I want to just clarify, I don't condone this. I have stopped. But it got out of hand where you'd go to restaurants or cafes and think,
I like their teaspoon.
That is a quality teaspoon. And you know what? Sometimes they would make their way into one's pocket. So at one point, and maybe this was like a secret hoard I had as well. Maybe this was going on maybe 18, 19, so a little bit later as well. I had probably about 30 teaspoons.
Bradish. I don't know what to say. Like, this is either just you being mega elaborate with a lie, or this is just so you. This is just so you as well. Okay, here's my question. First question. Of all the teaspoons you collected, or TSPs for short, what was your favourite teaspoon?
There was a cafe that I went to in Birmingham that had a golden one. And, you know...
Like gold, or it was just gold in colour?
As in spray painted gold, probably, if I'm being honest. But you know, you look like, I feel like a magpie. Like, if it's shiny, I'm like, ooh, I'll take that. So that was one of them. I think you got to go for your originals as well. So the New Forest one I had, the little emblem at the end of the handle, was pretty good.
Classic.
As a Star Wars fan, you know, you can imagine that there's been many Kellogg's versions of plastic spoons as well, which...
Well, here's my next question. Do you still have any of these TSPs?
Well, you know, I had a long reflection with the Lord, and actually I had to get rid of some of them. It was a horrible reminder of an addiction got out of control.
Did you go around all the places that you nabbed them from and just go, sorry, I took this when I was 14?
I think I did a massive offload in your charity shop.
Okay, final question. How did you give up your addiction to teaspoons? How did this all come to a close?
Well, you know, again, reflection. You think, is this something you want to be known as? The teaspoon man? you know, when you meet with people, you want to go, oh, this is my friend Dan, the really cool, handsome chap. Not oh, this is the guy that collects teaspoons I was telling you about.
You remember the salad fingers? I like rusty spoons.
I like rusty spoons.
Okay, my guess. This just seems too perfect to be true. As in, I reckon maybe you collected a teaspoon once as a random thing. The fact that you're like, yeah, I got Star Wars teaspoons, and then I stole them from cafes, and then I decided to give them all to a charity shop. That's just so much. That's such a journey of teaspoons. In the comments, let us know what you think. Do you think this is truth or a lie? My conclusion, Mr. Bradish, is that this is a lie. So, okay. What is? I mean, reveal your answer.
Okay, well, first of all, that's your style.
Oh my days, it's Anakin's lightsaber. Wait, is that Anakin's lightsaber?
I don't know. It's R2-D2 on it.
Oh, mad.
This is another precious little teaspoon. This is the original, the OG. I can confirm it, unfortunately, is true.
Right, the buying them as a kid, from the shop, was one thing. You used to actually go, oh, I like that teaspoon, in a cafe that you're in pocket. That is amazing. Well, Bradish, I feel like as we've kickstarted that conversation, I've got to know you on a different level. I've got a new opinion about you now.
Oh, no.
But as we carry on this knock-style conversation that we talked about before, where we'd get someone's name, of course, we know your name, Bradish, so tell us a weirder than spoons, or an unusual fact, something that we may not know about you.
Well, those that have tuned into the EC youth broadcasts will know my potential fear of face paint.
Yeah.
Didn't like face paint for many years as well. Still a little bit iffy about it. But other fears, I suppose, that might be of interest. Geese/swans or slender-necked birds. Freaking out.
That's the best description ever. Slender-necked birds.
I mean, like, you think of a pigeon. If I had a longer neck, that'd be quite terrifying. So,
Ostriches?
Yeah, don't like them. Freak me out with the big eyes and.
What else? Here, put a slender-necked bird in the chat, people. What else? Flamingo? What about flamingo? They're nice.
Yeah, but I think that's a facade, isn't it? I reckon there's a bit of evilness up there. I don't trust them.
The worst for me is turkeys. Their chin is just like.
Definitely. Other fears, though, as well, include daddy long legs. Is
it anything with like an extended part of their body?
I mean, I like giraffes, so...
Okay. Well, let's move on. Bradish, what's like something that's a bit of an obsession for you, an interest that you have? Let's keep it light first. Is there something that you're just really into? And then we'll hear, like, what's the serious thing that you care about?
Yeah, well, obviously footy, big fan. So I was born in the hospital just next door to York City's old ground. So from, I think, pretty much the entirety of my life, I've been a York City fan, going every Saturday at a home game to watch the Minster Men. So that's definitely...
Is that what they're known as, the Minster Men?
They're either known as Minster Men or Dreadful. So that's... yeah, the Minster Men, the Y fronts as well, because they often wear a Y on their shirt as well.
Oh, yeah. I reckon you're probably the only York City fan within this chat and space right now. I mean, shout if anyone else is a York City fan.
I thought you were going to go, I think you're the only York City fan
in the world. No, in this vicinity. And then you've got another team, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, when you
want to be cheered up a bit at someone potentially doing well.
When you have a team like York City that are way down the leagues, you naturally have to follow a more superior Premier League team. And it is Liverpool. It has got to be Liverpool.
I mean, fortunately, I don't care enough about football to throw any football banter back at you. And so I'm like, oh, cool. And they had a good season like 2 seasons ago or something. I don't know. That's about all I know about Liverpool. So on a more serious note, Bradish, if you could like wave a magic wand and change one thing in the world, or if there was like a more serious obsession that you have, what is it?
Well, I think I think as well we can look at our young people in our church and they're absolutely awesome. You know, we've done a lot of work with the youth. Those that don't know, I'm a teacher as well. And I think one of the obsessions I have is just seeing how amazing our young people have and the potential they have and the change that they can bring to their generation as well. Like, I'm a firm believer that, we know that the generations to come will be the ones that run our country, will, be running our churches and everything as well. So I'm a firm believer that, you just put in as much potential in our young people, not just from a teaching point of view, but from like personally as well. Mad respect to all the parents as well, doing an awesome job. So yeah, I think I've got a real hunger and real thirst for young people, making sure that they're getting the most out of this life.
Amazing. Yeah, whenever I talk to you, like we chat regularly, and like you are the teacher that cares about your students. You want the best for them, not just like the best grades or anything, but you really care about them. And you invest so much into our EC youth. You are the games master. You're the guy that comes up with the best games. I don't know where they come from, and just so much fun with all our youth. So I'll take that moment to say thanks, Dan, for all that you invest into our young people. As we come to a close, like this year has been a bit cray. Like there's been loads of good things. There's been loads of not so good things. But I wonder, like, what's one challenge that you've faced this year, Dan, and maybe you've overcome, or you're still facing and still working your way through it? What's something you faced?
I would say before coming into lockdown, I was very much of a in my own little secluded bubble, in terms of if I was struggling through stuff, it would be who's going to sort it out? It's going to be me. I'm going to try and take it on myself. And there was a lot of bottling up stuff, a lot of things that I kind of dealt with quite privately, and I didn't share it with anyone. Some sort of light-hearted ones, because it's a light-hearted show. My oven exploded. My washing machine, the drum, I think, snapped off, so it wasn't cleaning or washing anything. Loads of stagnant water in it. And yeah, it was just really like one thing after another. And in that moment, that's when I learned. And there's been all sorts of preachers from youth, from circles, from what Gareth's been bringing as well, about looking out for each other, being there for each other. And actually, I thought I need to open myself up to other people now. So I've learned not to keep things to myself. I've learned not to keep things
really good.
Being open, because ultimately, if I knew that someone was struggling with anything, I'd want them to be able to speak to me about it. I want to be there to coach and support people. So, if I can't do that myself, then other people don't really have the chance to do that with me. So I think for me, the biggest challenge, and I'm still overcoming it as well. Every time people say, "How are you doing?" I go, but it's just that idea of actually over time, I've become a lot more open about, even just through the coaching stuff and the evaluation wheel and everything, actually knowing what can I do to support finances, my relationships, my professional work as well. And, talking it through with you as my coach, talking it through with Sarah, with everyone else from youth as well. It's been awesome. So yeah definitely went, the cliche answer, coming out of this lockdown, a different person to who I was when I went into it. So,
yeah, so good. And so many of us are, and coming out with new, stronger relationships than we had with people.
100%.
It's crazy that we've been able to do that, connecting with people. I love it. One final thing then, Bradish, what is kind of a piece of wisdom that you live by? What's some Dan Bradish wisdom that you take into your day every day? It can be serious, it can be fun, it can be light, whatever. What's something you live by, Dan?
What can it be? I kind of linking to what I said earlier, really. Just, if there's anything that anyone goes through, always share it with people. There's always going to be issues, big and small, that people go through, but no issue is big or small enough to be shared with other people as well.
Yes.
I think as well, to, get the old man God in there as well. No matter what you're going through, he's there for you 100% of the time.
100%.
It takes seconds to get down and pray, switch everything off. So I think for me, just making sure that you're in an environment, you're in a place where you can just drop everything and fixate on God and 100%. Preach.
Love it. Well, Bradish, thank you for joining us in MiY Hangout. Obviously, as I said before, not my hangout. This is our hangout. It's the More and You hangout. But thanks for being with us. It's been great just to connect with you more. Hopefully people in the chat will have got to know you more, and we look forward to hanging out with even more of you through MiY Hangout. Bless you. Have a great day.